Hi, I'm Jeremy. This is Jake Hawks.
Hi, this is B.
It's been approximately a month since we grafted a bunch of vines over to Cabernet Franc, and we are going to go back out in the field and take a look at the progress.
And one of the things that we were a little concerned about was that it was pretty late in the year to do something like that, and we thought it might be a little bit too hot and the vines might be a little bit too dry and things might not take as well as we wanted them to, so we're going to go out there and check our progress and see how it went. All right, well here we are, and honestly, I mean, you know, we didn't do a whole lot of a good job of maintaining the suspense here, because you can probably tell, even looking from where we're standing, that things are already starting to take, and it's crazy how well things took. Let me show you something right off. You see this right here? This is a vine that we grafted about, maybe a month ago in that video. And by the way, if you didn't look at that video, you should go back and look at it and then check out this one just to see how strange and fast this process is. At any rate, you know, it was a blazing hot day now. It was a blazing hot day then, probably about 100 degrees, and sometime in the middle of July, which is really late to do something like this. But we came out here and T-butted all this stuff to Cabernet Franc, taped it up, and look at this now. If this looks to you like a small bunch of grapes, that's because that's what it is. Incredible. That's what the vine does in about a month. They're already putting on grapes. And one of the things is we're going to come back and we're going to take off those grapes. Obviously, you're not going to get fruit in this first year. If you did, it wouldn't be any good, and it would actually impede the growth of the vine. But it is amazing that they do as much as they do. And look, I mean, you see one of these that didn't work. I don't. Let me climb through here. See, check this out. A week ago, I would have been worried about this, because look at that. That looks to me like it's probably dead. That button right there looks to me like it didn't go. But if you look over on this side here, that there is a new green shoot. So as long as we get that this year, we can bring that up to the wire and train it out, and it'll work just fine. So really, you have two chances to get it right on every vine. This side, which didn't work, and this side, which did. And that's the exception to the rule. To me, it looks like in almost every other case, both sides worked. Maybe we should go now and look at the vines that were grafted last year and see how the fruit on them is coming along. This is what we wanted to show you. This is the stuff that we budded over last year in exactly the same way as what you just saw. This is Cabernet Franc. Here's that joint, covered with ants for some reason. And all this here, this stout vine coming out here, is all growth that this put on in about 14 months or so. And then this here is probably about 4-month-old growth, 6-month-old growth, something like that. And this obviously is the crop that's been on there. These grapes are probably formed a couple of months ago. So I guess that's pretty much it. And as you can see, things are coming along. And next year, we're going to come out and walk through these same blocks and look through these same vines and check on them where they're in the rate of development of the ones from last year. And that way you can see it all the way along. And as a matter of fact, in a couple of months from now, we'll be harvesting fruit off the newly grafted vines from last year. And we'll take you through the process of picking the fruit and making the wines. And then if you got any brains, you can come into the tasting room and see how they taste. All right, thanks. Remember to write in with any questions. Maybe you should hold this.
Come on.
All right.
Come on.
You get that? You gotta get that.
I got the sound.
Good girl, Indy.
Way to go, man.
Good girl. All right.
Come on, baby.